Hi everybody. Okay, this could be a tough one here. It's barely still April 5th, Sunday, and boy, was it not a Florida day today, huh? It was no sunshine. I thought it was in Indiana or maybe New Hampshire, but there was no sunshine all day. You never see that in Florida, but here in Bradenton, it was not even a peak. Not a peak for a PE guy that needs to be outside. It was tough. So I was in and out, but no sunshine. So bear with me on that because honestly, the message, you can't deny what's going on. This was Sunday. Okay, this was Sunday, and I don't know about you, but my church did not have service. I don't think anyone did that I know of. And of course, Pastor Brown as well for different reasons. We'll get to some of that in a minute. But I got to tell you, I said a couple nights ago, or it might have been early in the morning, which I will be tomorrow before school, before the old online video school starts up again, and I would talk about this little book. It's a small version of the Constitution, something most people don't even know about or care about anymore. So since I do care, and I do believe there are quite a few people that should care, and many still that do, I see some of your bumper stickers like the guy at Salem's, which by the way is open for drive-through. We got that last night, and the guy in front of me had a Trump sticker with the picture of the gun owners for Trump. And I thought, wow, there's the Second Amendment. That's a reminder to me to get back on the first. So that's where I'm at today. I'm going to hit that pretty hard. So rather than me hit it, let me just read it to you word for word. So it's not getting any slant from me. Straight up, your Constitution, the First Amendment to the Constitution, reads, the heading is freedom of religion, speech, and the press, rights of assembly, and petition. Okay, ready? Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So let me get this straight. It didn't say unless there's less than 10 and people are all scared about something that happens every year that kills thousands of people all the time. Nope. We're creating this into something bigger to actually give us a free license, not us, you and me that understand it, but those people that are in charge, so to speak, are bumping into Mr. Trump and nudging him along on this path. Anyway, the goal to violate this Constitution. That's the goal. Break down our laws, break down our freedoms, break down our right to be human beings that function normally in society and use a pandemic or any other reason they could find to take this president down. Pelosi's name popped up, by the way. The other guy's already talking with her about how after Trump's reelected, because we know that's going to happen, right? There's no confusion there. But now they're even saying, well, we got to have a game plan to try and make sure to impeach him again. That sounds fair. So that's pretty much the way your government's working and the things that are going on. So, look, Pastor Brown's right. And he's not standing just for Christians. He's standing for every single one of you. He came from another country and had to understand this better than those of us that are just born into it, right? We don't really appreciate things like our freedom when we're born into it. It's just handed to us because we're born in the U.S. Ask people that have come from other countries. I've talked to them, and they'll tell you, wow, this United States is amazing. We have real freedom here. That doesn't exist where I was from, or not to the extent anyway. So it's very important, tremendously important that we see through the facade of what's going on and get to the real heart of it, which is to take away our rights and freedoms and bump us down that slippery path to socialism, which the lady that was guaranteed to win by the press, remember in 2016? Guaranteed, my buddy told me, 98% chance. All the statistics, all the stats were in. Well, guess what? Thank God she didn't win. God stepped in and we got ourselves a real president. So I'm going to try to leave that for now, but I got to tell you, it's really hard to think no beach still. Beach is closed. No boat. Well, maybe if you have a dock, you could get away with getting on it, but you can't put your boat in up at the boat dock here. Nope, big barricades. Stop those dangerous people from putting their boat in the water. But amazingly, guess what? We still want you to pay all your taxes. Well, you can pay a little late this year, but we're taking it out of your check all the time, right? And the essentials are open. The liquor store's open. The abortion clinics are open. Paying your taxes, you can do it now. And guess what's not open? Your church and mine. No church. Seriously, are you kidding me? So I thought by waiting till midnight I'd be less pumped up, and I am, because I chewed on this all day, and it's so sad for our country, so sad. I wonder what we're leaving for my daughter. I wonder what my USF Mandalay is going to be facing. So anyway, I'm going to go back to Pastor Brown, give him some respect today because he held service online. We listened because, hey, I want to know a little more about what he thinks and what he does. I don't really know the church that well, but I'll tell you, he read from a book that I like to read from. It's called the Bible, and it's inerrant, it's truth, it's God's truth, and it's real. And it's the only thing you can really count on as far as the written word. So I'm going to go to it again. We're going to be in Matthew 24. And what I'm going to do is kind of give you a little taste today. This will continue into tomorrow because I got to keep my 12 minutes or so. I'm already over 6. So we're going to talk to you about Matthew 24. And I'm going to start with verse 3. And this is what Pastor Brown talked about today. Okay? So it's going to take me a couple of days to rehash it. But it's worth it because I know the vast majority of you, excuse me, something in my eye here. Vast majority, 90% plus, did not actually hear the service and what he said. So here we go. Matthew 24, verse 3. Matthew, by the way, was the tax collector Levi, who then always refers to himself as Matthew to clarify in a humble way that he was messed up before he came to Christ and chose to follow him. So, Matthew, book of Matthew. Verse 3, chapter 24. As he sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately, saying, "Tell us, when will all these things be, and what will be the sign of your coming and of the end of the age?" And Jesus answered them, saying, "See that no one leads you astray, for many will come in my name, saying, 'I am the Christ,' and they will lead many astray. And you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not alarmed, for this must take place, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines and earthquakes in various places. And these are but the beginnings of the birth pains." And that's been happening, right? More and more this passing decade. But certainly the weird weather, and by all means, nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Verse 9, "Then they will deliver you up." This is Jesus speaking. "They will deliver you up to tribulation and put you to death. And you will be hated by all nations for my name's sake. And then many will fall away and betray one another and hate one another." Now that's what's happening. Pastor Brown, anybody that wants to even talk about having a service, is a bad guy because not following maybe the 6-foot thing. Well, let me tell you, you walk in Publix, you're passing more people than you'll pass in most churches every single time. I go every other day. It's packed. There's people back and forth all around. Yeah, they're wearing masks now. But bottom line, you're going by more people in a Publix and then checking out and in the parking lots everywhere. But can't go to church, remember. Special germs there. All right, you can tell I'm irritated tonight. Hang with me. "So you'll be hated by all nations for my name's sake, and many will fall away and betray one and hate one another." That's what the Christians are doing, turning this guy in. I don't think he should do that. I think he should. I'm glad he is. "And many false prophets will arise and lead many astray, and because lawlessness will be increased, the love of many will grow cold. But the one who endures to the end will be saved." So there's probably the crux of this message. You got to hang in there and endure to the end no matter what. No matter the timing, because I don't know. No man knows. Jesus said, no one knows but the Father. No one knows the day or the hour of his return, his coming back in glory, which is going to happen. And we can look forward to that. That's something we can smile about and be joyful about, even with no sunshine. But I'll tell you, the one who endures to the end, that's what you want to be. You and I want to be that. And this gospel of the kingdom will be proclaimed throughout the whole world as a testimony to all the nations. And then the end will come. I'm going to leave it at this point because it gets really deeper and better through chapter 24 and into 25. But it gives you a little flavor of what is in God's Word, and that's the beginning of what Pastor Brown actually talked about. I'm kind of giving you a paraphrase of some of what he talked about, because like I say, I'm sure y'all did not really watch it or listen to it. I didn't really watch it, I just kind of, my wife had it on, I listened. So, a little hiccup there, sorry. I'm going to close this beautiful book and just urge you to read it every day. It'll be your one source of truth in a broken, messed up world, whether things turn great again or whether it gets much worse. Now and in the future, your hope and my hope is found in this book. It's full of truth. And you know, till I really spent time in it, I used to kind of think, well, I'm buying that, I get this, but do I understand that? And the more time you spend, with believers, and the more preaching you listen to from really good preaching. By the way, I got to throw David Jeremiah out there again. If you want to get more prophetic stuff and really learn about the prophecies and what's to come in the end times, and of course Revelation, he does some great studies, so seek out some of his material if you can. We did one, I think it was Armageddon or the Age of to Come or something. It was a 10-weeker with our old couples group many years ago, and it was awesome. So I just turn you to those guys. They're the experts. I'm just a PE guy telling you we got some stuff to be worried about. We have a messed up country. I'm going to answer that question about losing our mind. Yeah, you know we have. But right now is possibly the worst it could be. Not because of the pandemic, but because of the way they're presenting it to us and wanting us to believe things that they have no clue on. And things that, oh gosh, I'm not going to get started tonight. Got to let it go, but I will be back in probably 6 hours or less. And we'll pick it up, continue in Matthew. And we may mention this again, the Constitution. Get yourself a copy. It's worth your time to read that. At least have it on hand. You can refer to it. And maybe you'll have an opinion about what's happening. What is happening to our rights? Is it just guys like me, or are there more of you out there? Love to hear from you. Well, I'm going to sign off, and I pray you did get to hear a lot of church. We listened to a bunch of preaching today, a bunch of preachers, and it was a blessed day. But there's nothing like that beauty of gathering worshipfully with God's people. He tells us in His Word, do not forsake the gathering of yourselves together. And today, I guess, as a country and as a world, we forsook it. So, sorry about that. We can fix it. We got to stand up against this. Don't buy into all of it. Stand for God. Fear no man. Follow the Lord Jesus. God bless you.